Hello friends, Marians, Malaysians, friends from all around the world. How are you? You must be staying at home. But staying at home gives us an opportunity. I would like to share with you something that I created during the first lockdown. That was in 2019. How did this idea of a dyslexia-friendly book emerge? This is a book, Princess Hornbill, and if you look at it, the colors are pastel. Now, why are the colors pastel? Let me just open or turn around to the back. It's published by Pustaka, and it's our initiative to help people who are having word blindness. Now, what is word blindness? If you are listening to this and watching me, I hope you will think about anyone you know that cannot read. And I am particularly interested to find adults who cannot read. Well, the teachers are actively helping students who cannot read, preschool, primary, secondary. But what about adults, those who are 50 years old, 60 years old, who never could read? Maybe they did not know that they could read. So I would like to tell you about what is word blindness. There is a very long, complex word to describe word blindness. It's called dyslexia. What is dyslexia? Dys means, D-I-S, means cannot. Lexia is from the word lexis, which means word. So a person having this condition, dyslexia, is somebody who cannot see words. Cannot see words. This person might be able to see numbers, strangely, can read numbers. But once the alphabets are in word form, they cannot see. Over the years, I have noticed that students who came to me of different ages who could not read were able to read if I wrote the words larger. So I started to think that it's a problem with size. And then I read about and learned about Erlin syndrome. Erlin syndrome is another condition that, well, makes it difficult to read, but it is about not being able to see high contrast colors. So people with Erlin syndrome, if they see high contrast colors, it hurts their eyes so much. Now, when I thought about it, our books are mostly black and white, right? So black and white is high contrast. In some countries, teachers would use a plastic that's pastel shade and put over these black and white pages, and then the students can read. And I would like to share with you that I was like experimenting when I was a lecturer in a Sarawak Teachers Training Institute. I used pastel blue, pastel pink color and see if I can help students to read. It was successful. In fact, I remember we went to SK Chungsan and we used pastel pink paper to help a boy who could not read, and suddenly that day he could read what I wrote, and the teacher's like, we don't know what happened, and my students said, what happened? So I started to get interested that pastel shades will help. Then 2019 came. 2019, how do you describe this year? Shall we be sad about this? But actually, if we look at it rationally, we can be actually happy about 2019. I mean, let's look at the virus coming. I, for one, believe that God prepared us for it. When the COVID-19 came, we had all the necessary tools to manage the pandemic. we have smartphones, we have COVAX, a facility that helps doctors create vaccines very fast. It helps rich countries to finance the vaccines for those nations that cannot afford it. Now, let's think about this. If COVID-19 did not come on 2019, but COVID-19 or this virus came in 1920. 1920, before there was email, before there was smartphone, how are we going to have Maisa Jatra? Tell me, how are we going to cooperate between nations? How are we going to act fast? See, God prepares us for this. So 2019 was a good year for us to tackle a virus. Can we just think about dyslexia and Erlin syndrome? For me, we have all the necessary tools. We have the necessary tools. And thank goodness there's Pustaka, Negeri Sarawak, with a big heart. My friends, in 2019, we had the lockdown. But the lockdown brings opportunities. During the lockdown, I thought about how to help people who have word blindness to overcome it. So these are the 3 books that I developed, and I would like to thank Pustaka Negeri Sarawak for publishing them. The first one is Princess Hornbill. The second one is My Beautiful River. The third one is Leave My Friend. These books are dyslexia friendly for all age groups, meaning adults will also enjoy it. And I would like to appeal to you to help me to find adults who have a problem reading, because I can help them. Please bring them to Pustaka. We will present them with these books, and I will personally help them to overcome their difficulty with reading. Because it is not like people who cannot read cannot think fast. No, it's not like that. It is vision sort of challenge. So let me tell you about what causes reading blindness. One thing is dyslexia, that is not being able to see words. Another thing is Erlin syndrome. Erlin syndrome is you have difficulty with high contrast colors, and if the words are printed black and white, then you have great difficulty. So adults who have this problem, they might already give up now. They probably had a difficult time in school because in the first place they could not see the exam papers, so they cannot read, right? The exam papers. So it's not that they are mentally deficient. No, not mentally deficient, but the exam paper was not friendly. If the exam was given in an audio form, let's say the teacher asked the question, these people with dyslexia can answer. So we actually have to have modifications in delivery of education. That's one thing. The second thing that maybe I would like to highlight is that many books for children have font that is too small, sentences that are too close. So I tried to demonstrate how it could be more reader friendly. So let's look at this one. Leave My Pet uses a special font that is by research found to be dyslexia friendly. And let me just open at a random page. So you see, I named it Leaf. 1, 2, 3, 4 words only. Big space between and the next one. One day I went for a walk. See, what I'll do is, if a child comes to me with this problem, I will read first. And I must hold the book like this, not flat, because I want them to see the word. I'll say, I named it Leaf. And then I'll say, which word is leaf? If the child says this, I know the child can see the word. If the didn't know which word, then I know the child could not see the word. Now let me go to a different page. See here, the words are bigger. So when I'm using this book to help students to read, I am testing the size of the word that they can read first. And if you notice, there are pastel shades. No black and white in this book, pastel shades. By research, we found out in the international community that there are some colors that are not dyslexia friendly, like pink, green. They are not dyslexia friendly. So I used colors that are dyslexia friendly, pastel shades. Black and white is not dyslexia friendly. I mean, the irony of it all is that textbooks are black and white. So that's the first thing we need to do, modify textbooks to have pastel shades. So here you see, I found a monkey. Now, on the opposite page is a monkey. So if I want to start with one word, I'll say, this is a monkey, that's a monkey. Just one word first. It was eating. Okay, maybe the fellow cannot read this. Now, you see, the words are quite complex. 3 words only. I fed it. I gave it a bottle of milk. I'll ask them, which one is bottle? If they can see bottle, I say, this is the bottle. And that's the milk. And slowly I fed it. And I'll ask them, I will write very big and they copy. So with that, I will help them to read this and also read black and white already. Because once they can read it, I'll try to help them to read black and white, but it must be large. Yeah, and it has been quite successful. Just to share with you, there were parents who contacted me. Actually, most of them read an article written by Stephen Tan in Star. That was, I think it was published a few times. So one parent from Bintulu contacted me, and she came all the way from Bintulu. And I met them at a weekend and coached the daughter. Yeah, and actually there was a parent from Perak and one from KL. So I sent them my own copies and I coached them, through WhatsApp, what to do and so on. And they were so happy, Well, I think Pustaka has really done a very good initiative in providing these books as gifts, mind you, gifts to fully support those with dyslexia. Now, I would like to talk a little bit about tribal friendly. You see, this story is actually a true story from Tan Wai King. If you look at this is Tan Wai King holding a monkey. I based this painting on his real photograph. So, okay. And I went to Tan Wai King one day and said, I want to help the Penang children to read. So can we create a story based on your experience? So we sat down together and both of us came up with the sentences. Yeah. And I wanted to have 3 books. So the first one is the Hornbill one. And the next one I said, how about swimming in the river? So that one, if not for Tan Wai King, I would not have understood how the Penang children swim. So this one, My Beautiful River, is based on how Penang children swim in the river. If you see, they wear clothes. They don't take off and wear swimming attire, no. They jump into the river. And this front cover is based on what he told me. He said, the butterflies in the river are friendly. Can you imagine that? Me being a town person, I've never heard of friendly butterflies. My experience is if you go to the butterfly, they will fly away. But he says, when the Penang children are in the river, the butterfly come to them and settle on the head. The butterflies are friendly. So I created one artwork on this. Oh, okay, so here they are. Whenever they like sometimes he brings them from school. When they reach their village, they will jump off and straight into the river. Actually, this is a little bit like the children in Cebu. The children in Cebu from school jump into the river with their school clothes on. I have actually developed a book in that direction. So let's see. Yeah? Okay, now this is also from Tan Wai King's description. He said they take the pebbles and throw it. So I drew this one. I take a pebble and I throw it. It hops on the water. Yeah, and I drew the clothes based on what I see in his photographs, because he takes a lot of photographs of Penang children. Now, see what they wear on the hand. If you see, Tan Wai King also wears these bracelets. Now let's look at this. Oh, these are his words actually. The water is so clear, I can see the fish. Now, we think of catching fish, right? But Tan Wai King says you cannot say catch fish. No, you must say swim with the fish. Swim with the fish. No catching fish. Okay, I swim with the fish. I'm so happy. He is talking like one of the Penang children. So, I jump into my beautiful river splash. How do I do this artworks? I'm using digital painting. I'm doing freehand painting because I'm a pretty good freehand artist. During the lockdown, I was alone in my house, so I was just thinking, how do I do artwork that is very clear for publication, that it won't be blur? The answer is digital painting. None of these artworks are copied. They are freehand painting, and I do it so that they look like children's painting. So that means I am choosing the tool crayons. Okay, yeah, and because I'm a pretty good freehand artist, I can create things that really look like it's painted on canvas. Now have a look at this one. Huh? So like this one, I might be choosing watercolor. So there'll be tools like watercolor tool, and then I might be choosing acrylic painting tool. Then it will, and I have to have a very steady hand. If you want to do digital painting, you must have a very steady hand. I don't do things like copy an image and then, no, because ethically I don't want to copy. So it must be like real painting. This is one of my favorites. This is leaf, because this monkey, a dusky leaf monkey, this one is a silver dusky leaf monkey, because the Sarawak is silver. They eat leaves, that's their diet. Now this story has a good moral value. It teaches us not to put animals in cages. If you see, this boy found a monkey, but he never put in a cage. He feeds the monkey, puts in a basket, finds the monkey's parents, gives them freedom. So in the end, the monkey found its mother. So in the end, the monkey found its mother. So actually, I'm trying to promote the practice that we must not trap wild animals. We must give them freedom. I mean, if you find an injured wild animal, you have to return it to the jungle. Don't put in a cage, put a chain. No, that's not the way. So that's the moral value there. So you see, now you see this painting. The monkey is orange. A baby dusky leaf monkey is orange. Now, what are my hopes? These are the first 3 dyslexia-friendly books. I use larger font. I actually have developed 3 more with a progressive set, and with a slightly smaller font, slightly longer sentences, but still dyslexia friendly according to what I read in research. And I hope that, well, they will be published. That's my hope. And actually, I would like to create more books, because just imagine if there are people who cannot read, what books do they need? Not only school books, they need recipe books. So probably I'll come up with 3 recipe books. They need song books. And one of my goals is storytelling books, because I'm passionate about helping people to enjoy public speaking. So I would like to develop storytelling books where people with dyslexia or without dyslexia can read the story and enjoy telling a story, maybe accompanied by a CD, because I do train young storytellers, so perhaps we can do that. My friends in the community, I appeal to you, if you have children, if you have a brother and sister, if you have a relative or friend who cannot read, please help, because can you imagine the suffering? In school, they are categorized as failures, but they are not failures. I would like to stress that Lee Kuan Yew has dyslexia. The first Prime Minister of Singapore has dyslexia. Many successful people in the world have dyslexia, because dyslexia can be considered as a gift. NASA, the American Space Research Center, actually identifies 20% of its staff, specially choose people with dyslexia. Why? It was found out that people with dyslexia have extremely good problem-solving skills. They will think of different ways to create things. They will have innovative ideas. They are very good with speaking, and they learn very fast by listening. So yeah, your child or your friend could be talented, could be extremely capable. So please help this person. How? First of all, come to Pustaka, register yourself, and Pustaka will provide this first set of books. It is not kindergarten books, okay? It is a book for all ages, and then I will volunteer my service to help the person overcome this word blindness. It is not a permanent condition, with some training, you can overcome it. So we need your help. Come forward, okay? No charge, all right? No charge. It is our effort. So you see, all this started in 2019. Ladies and gentlemen, when the COVID-19 was like creating a lot of despair in Malaysia, here in Miri, we had an initiative to help people to overcome word blindness, and we need your help. Wherever you are, you may be in Perak, Penang, or perhaps you could be in California. Contact us and we will help you, because we have books that are not only helping people with dyslexia, also helping people with Erlin syndrome, that is the difficulty in seeing high contrast words. These books do not have black and white at all, so they are more soft on the eyes, more readable. And I volunteer my assistance without any charge. And Pustaka is also giving their full support without any charge. So please help us. And now that is 2021, we hope that we will move forward and create a dyslexia-friendly Miri city, a dyslexia-free Miri city, a dyslexia-friendly Sarawak, and help tribal people who have not had the opportunity to read to enjoy reading. But you know, we cannot do it without your help. You know someone. I know you know someone. I know you know someone who needs this book. So please contact us. If you don't know the number of Pustaka, just find out in Facebook, Pustaka Mary. Yeah. If you want my number, well, 013-837-0568. Send me a WhatsApp. I'm happy to meet you, help you, no charge.